Everybody and welcome back. Sorry about the last video. We had a glitch in our phone, and the phone actually went dead. So kind of had to cut it loose. But we did a little bit more work while I was off camera while my phone was charging, and we're going to get the T-tops done, and next I think we're going to decal. So. But basically what I did was I painted the bottom side of the T-tops. These are the T-tops right here. And I painted them basically flat black so that way they got a glass look, since I don't have any window tint. Normally I use window tint. You can get it at any automotive shop, Walmart, Myers, any department store that sells automotive materials, generally available on the window tint. And a roll of window tint can do about 50 models, 75 models, depending on how big the model is and how many mistakes you make with the window tint. But and basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these aside because they are still wet. We're going to stick it right over here on our little rack. That way they can fully dry. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump into the final detailing and the decals, which is this is where the model actually comes to life. And got myself some room temperature water here. This water's been sitting here quite a while, and you want room temperature water. You don't want warm water because warm water will dissolve the adhesive. You don't want cold water because cold water will crack the decals. So, and we don't want to crack our decals. So I gotta make some room here. Take these out. Not to mention sticking up my house. We'll stick that over there. We're gonna move that. You guys don't need to see that. Alright, and we're just gonna put this right here. Like so. And then little clear stacks, which I like to call casting plugs. These make great little lights. Put these on. You can drill a hole in the back of a semi-truck trailer or semi-truck sleeper cab. Glue one of these things in here. Paint the back side of it amber yellow. Make a turn signal. You can paint it tail light red. Make a tail light. You can leave it clear and be a spotlight. These things are like great. So you want to keep these. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves find my decals. There they are. Organized work surface, work area. When you get done with this video, I'm going to clean all this up, and next video series will have a better work surface. Okay, the first thing you want to do before you cut any of your decals is you want to study the last page of your instruction book. The instruction book will tell you the numbers that are on the decals versus the numbers that are on the decal sheet. The numbers on the last page of your instruction book IDs where to stick the decals. So, and I always like to start with the hood, especially on the Trans Ams, because I absolutely love Firebirds. I love the graphics. And so we're going to go ahead and start with that. Basically take a pair of scissors and you want to cut not up against the decal, because some decals are wider than what they are printed, and when you cut into the decal you can have dangers of the decal actually splitting when you take it off the paper. So you want to cut well away from the decal. And basically what you do is you look in the light. If you angle it in the light, you can see the decal. You can tell between the decal and the paper. And you want to cut away from it, because when you're taking it off the paper, if there's any adhesive that is keeping it on the paper, where you cut at is where it's going to split. So you just want to kind of go around. You want to keep your blade off of the other decals, because you can actually scrape the decal and damage the decal. And voila. Well, almost forgot. Gotta let you all know. Before you put your decals on, and I've already done it, it's already been prepared, wipe the paint down with the alcohol solution, denatured alcohol. So that way none of your fingerprints are on the model. Around the edges on these decals, there is a clear, it's clear. And when you put these on and you get it all nice and smooth and it dries, your fingerprint will show up behind the decal. So you want to clean off all your fingerprints, which I've already done. Basically what you do is you just take it and you completely submerge it. Don't worry, it will curl, and that is completely normal. I know a lot of people, they just freak out when that thing curls up. Oh my God, it's going to ruin. Do not let it curl up on itself though. Just kind of keep it open with your fingers. Push it down as flat as you can get it to the bottom of it. Make sure it's completely submerged. And give it a few minutes here. Do not touch your decal sheet with the hand that you're putting inside the water, because you will A, put fingerprints on the top side of the decal, and 2, your fingers will stick to it, and then when you try to get your fingers off of it, you can damage the decals. So always have a hand that's dry. Latex gloves are suggested. Normally I got them, but today I don't have them. I need to pick up a box. But always keep your wet hand off of your decal sheet. But basically what you do is you just sit there and just let it sit there for a moment, and it will it'll free up here in just a second. I'm just going to kind of buff this out a little bit because there's a couple of smudges on it. Fresh, clean, brand new pair of socks. 100% cotton soft. These are house socks. You can get them at Family Dollar. They're like $3. $3 for 3 pairs. These things were great for pup moms. Baby socks. Baby socks also work really well too. You can put baby socks. Always keep it in a clean spot where there's not going to get any bits of plastic on it, because if you cross-contaminate your rag or your sock and then you wipe off your model, you scratch your model up. Okay, so we're going to see if this thing is releasing, and you'll know it ain't releasing. Okay, just kind of moving around a little bit. There we go. And do one decal at a time. A lot of people I've spoken to about decal work when it comes to models is they'll stick the whole sheet inside the water. That is an absolute no-no, because when the decals lift off of the paper, they'll actually float and then they'll settle on top of each other. And when you try to pull them, take them apart, they'll just rip each other up. So always do your decals one decal at a time. I know it's time consuming for some models, but trust me, it saves a lot of headache in the long run. Believe me, I know. There we go. Now just give it just a gentle sweep. Okay? Just a gentle sweep. Just kind of take your finger and just kind of, and you'll see it move. See it moving? Just a very gentle sweep. Okay? And basically what you do is, if you want, I went the wrong direction. Hey, that's not good. Okay? And you want to take a little bit of water, put it on your hood, in the area where you're working at. That kind of slicks it up a little bit. And then you want to lay the paper down know if you guys can see this. And you got to work very quick on this. I'm going to move this monkey out of the way. Okay, and you got to work quick on this. Okay, and you just basically want to just kind of very, very gently just move it off the paper, and you want to work it to where you want to keep the wrinkles out, and then just pull the paper right out like that. Okay, now you will notice on this decal that there is a white haze hue on it. Okay, that is the adhesive. Don't panic. A lot of people I've spoken to already on this, when I talk to people on the streets, you know, telling them what we're doing, they ask questions, and one of them is what's that? You know, how do I avoid putting decals on with that white milk, as they describe it? And I basically tell them, I was like, just leave it on there. And they're like, what? It'll look tacky when it dries. I was like, it'll dry clear. And they kind of look at me like I'm weird. And you just want to kind of just very, very gently get it in position. Again, there's a timeline on this. You got to get this done as quick as you can without any wrinkles. Okay. Now, then what you do, take which I use my handy house socks, just kind of pat it, just enough to get the excess water off. Okay, take it and just kind of very, very, very gently, I'm talking about baby soft, very lightly, just go over it just enough to get the water off. You don't want to put any pressure on this, because if you put pressure on it, it will rip the decal. And just make sure it's centered. I always center the forehead and the tail, and then I try to equal between the hood scoop and the front. And voila, we got the bird on the hood. Now you want to put this somewhere where it's not going to get messed with. Just trust me, it don't take much to screw that one up. Now, I'm telling you, I'm going to make pros out of each and every one of you. Alright. First thing we got to do before we do anything is we got to check our instruction books. Okay, and we got another one on the hood. So we're going to bring the hood back. And that would be number 8, which is this one right here. It goes around the, and that's the reason why I left that space. But we're not going to do that one yet, because that decal's still drying. So if you do this decal and you put this decal over top of that one, the water and the adhesive on this one is going to make that one move. So that's something you don't want. Basically what I do is I'll just go ahead, I'm going to cut this out, I'm going to lay this over there by the hood. And these decals don't take really that much time to dry. Depending on the make and model of the model that you're putting together, Rebel's models, the decals are fairly quick drying. So I have gotten models where decals will take 20 minutes to dry, and I've gotten a few models, Maverick models, it'll be dry in about 6 minutes. So I mean, it's different drying time. But if you try to put a decal around another decal that's just put on there, either the decal will actually fall off, or you'll actually rip the decal. So the one that you put on before. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back on our instruction book here, and I say we're going to let's go ahead and do the roof line, which we have this right here, and that would be, This is a prime example of mistakes that are in your instruction book. This decal is marked with a double star. The double star basically stands for chrome. It's a chrome part. These ain't chrome. So, but if you look down here below, it's got a 20, which has got a duplicate of the same one. So basically, you look at the and again, they screwed that one up too because this is 27. 27, okay, so 20. Okay, so 20 is actually the middle one, I'm going to say, and that's okay. That is perfectly okay. So, we'll go ahead and we'll do number, okay. Well, it looks like they screwed that one up too. So, 27. Okay, so 24. Alright. They mislabeled these, but that's okay. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the back window. Remember, always cut away from your decals. It's always important. That another reason why you cut away from your decals is it also makes it a lot easier to apply them. The more that you can actually hold on to when you are trying to pull the decal off. So always cut away any decals that are within proximity. Okay, and this here is the trunk lid and the back window. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the trunk lid. Oh, wait a minute. We'll do the trunk lid first. We'll put the trunk lid over here. And I am going to put 2 in here. And I'm doing 2 for one reason only. Is because these 2 here we're going to have to combine. So one has to combine with the other, but okay, we are going to, I'm going to show you a trick on how to do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to move to the top. But right now, we're just going to kind of prep. So we have a 20, which is the top. Okay, so that's this right here is the top. And I know I told you cardinal rule that for us to not to combine more than one, but this is an absolute, because you have to line up these decals. And when you line up the decals, you got to be very, very careful. And I will show you here just here shortly. And we may be doing 2 videos on this. Now again, always keep your area, keep your surfaces clean, dust-free cloth. Just kind of wipe it down a little bit. Make sure that there's no dust on it, because if there's any dust, the dust will sew up on the decal. When you put the decal on, there'll be a bubble with a which looks kind of like a piece of sand, gravel, or something. Grit. And shouldn't take that long. Okay. You want to make sure the whole thing moves. And it does. Ooh, and then we got left. We got left. We got left. This is. Shake it, shake it, shake it. When you got lip, that means you got to work quick. Okay, and we're going to try to keep this within an angle with y'all, so that way I can show you. Alright, so basically what you do is you want to very carefully now, I don't know if you can see it, we're having some difficulties with the okay. Alright, this one here is I'm gonna have to work quick on this, so just bear with me here. This is a prime example of alright. I do not recommend using razor blades on this, but I have been doing this for quite some time, and I have overlapping that I got to work with right now, trying to save this. Now, this is highly unusual that I have an issue such as this, but you gotta, the most important thing is you gotta keep it wet, because when you're keeping it wet, we're gonna get lucky, I think. We're gonna get lucky. Alright, we are definitely going to get lucky. There we go. Now the biggest thing that I got to share on this is stay calm, because when you get all flustered you will make mistakes, and with these decals, if you make a mistake, you act on it calmly and consistently, you can get it done a lot quicker and you won't make any more mistakes. So here we go. Now, I know how to do this because I've been doing it a long time. So don't be discouraged by seeing this. This will happen to you sometime, and basically what you got to do is, you just got to deal with it. You got to practice it, make the mistakes, and keep right on going. Don't give up. Remember, you're supposed to be having fun. Right? We're supposed to be having fun. want to work it just a little bit at a time. You want to stretch it, but yet you don't want to put any tension on it. You want to stretch it just a little by little. And I guarantee you, if you work it, you're patient with it, it will work with you. But you got to keep it wet. Remember, wet is the best. And I'm not trying to do a poetry lesson with you. But wet is the best in this situation. And then you just want to very, very gently. Just very gently. And you don't have to do it just dry. Just enough where you get the excess water off. That's all you want to do. Now, you wasted some time, and I gotta work very, very, very fast on this. I want to straight tell y'all right now, these small decals are very problematic, and they can be headaches. There's my dog's trying to give me a coronary. Do not recommend using a razor blade on the windows, but what I'm doing is I'm actually lifting and I'm moving. I just broke a mirror off, but we'll fix it later. I don't know if you saw that, but one of them just broke. This is very problematic right here, but I'm telling you, you can do it. I have very seldom have lost a decal that I could not fix. And I'm not trying to be ego or anything here. I mean, I've been very fortunate. I mean, I have lost a few, but all in all, takes practice. That's what it takes. I don't know if you just saw that, but I just jumped. Remember, wet is the best. Good lighting is also highly recommended. Now I am actually putting a decal over a decal, and I know now you guys probably can't see what I'm doing, but what I'm doing is I'm actually moving the decal out to where I'm trying to stretch it off the window. I'm trying to get it off the window completely. no idea what that is. I think a piece of tape or something. Okay. I think we're, here we go. Now what I just did, I don't know if you caught that, I cut the decal. I actually cut it purposely so that way I can manipulate it off the window. Okay, and I am in the process right now of getting the decal stretched out completely, and then what we'll do is we'll butt the decal back up. Now this is a little bit advanced for y'all, but in this stage with this right here, I am left with no other choices but to do that. So, and I am actually breaking a lot on cardinal rules, but we have to sometimes. I want to be very thorough with you, but at the same time I want this model looking very nice. I mean, it is. It's going to look nice when we're done. We just got to keep working it. Now this is the trims. What this is a piece of trim, and we're going to just bring it right down. We're going to butt this up real nicely right there. Okay. Remember when I told you that we got time sensitive in the tank? The top bar is still in the tank right now. So we are absolutely against the time clock. We are past our time clock. Which stinks. Alright, come on now, we just got to buck that one piece right there, and I think we're looking good. Alright. This is the reason why we have to. Everything's got to be butted one. All the decals got to be done one at a time. Alright, I think we're. Okay. Move this thing over. These thin ones can be a problem. Alright. Now, go ahead and get this one. We're going to have to be quick about this one because this one here, I can tell you right now, it's not sticky. Chances are it's probably not going to adhere very well. Okay. Alright. Now we got about 30, we're down to 35 minutes, so we got about 10 more minutes here. Alright. And I think what we're going to do is see what we got here. This goes around the now this one here might have been a little bit more advanced. Now again, I just broke cardinal rule because I'm actually touching this with wet hands, but I'm not touching where the decals are. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because I got to get this decal out, get it in the water. We got to get it because I'm on video, because we got to get this one on there, so that way we can get that silver bar lined up. So far look good. We're going to do another wrap up, another video after this one to finish the decals, because there's some tricks that I do want to show you, but I'm telling you, we're wrapping this thing up. So here we go. I think no, we're not. So, because we're at 37. But you know, this is such a joy, you know, to be being here, you know, teaching you guys this. This is an absolute joy. So, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Hopefully we can get this thing on here before time runs out. We've got just a few minutes. Here we go, straight release. Give it a good wash. Tap it out. And you want to. Oh yeah. Now, this is an important one. And what we're going to do is hopefully we'll get this thing on here without any issues. Looks like we're going to be, I don't know if you can see it, I'm actually moving that center one around. This is the reason why we got to get this one on here. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and put this thing around. On my next video, I'm going to try to find my tool. I do have a tool that I actually use for this, and it works quite well. I'm going to see if I can find it. Should have had it ready for this video, but there we go. I think we're almost there anyway. We've only got a few more minutes left here. But there we go. It's on there. But thank you very much, folks. Please stay tuned for the next video, and because we're going to finish this thing up. Hit the like, hit the share, but most importantly, hit subscribe, because we got some crazy stuff coming your direction. So right here on DIY Chop, custom hot rods and more with Model Madness. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you hit for the next video. And remember, keep having fun.